You've probably watched hundreds of videos about strategies, indicators, setups, and tools, and what to trade and stuff. And all these are good, but if you are lacking this one skill we'll talk about today, really you're missing the whole point, and it's going to be very hard to get results. This is the trading lessons that I wish I had when I first started trading, and hopefully you can learn this earlier than I did and get results faster. And we'll jump right in. I won't waste your time. There's going to be timestamp below to skip the different parts of this video, and let's dive right in. Before we get to the important shifts you have to make in your trading right now, I want to talk about a few things that traders get stuck on and the lies I've been told traders for multiple years now. People keep believing it. They're still going to be on YouTube everywhere. People still follow these principles even though they don't work at all. And the first one is chasing the perfect strategy, trying to find the strategy to set up the indicator that will give you perfect results and give you the optimal profit curve in the market. There isn't anything as a optimal profit curve. It's something maybe good enough, something that's maybe below good enough, but it's never going to be anything perfect that will give you perfect results every single time. The other myth is that more trades equal more profits. You see these scalpers online, these day traders who are actively in the market every day. They say they want to make 1% per day, and they say they do this every single day. That's impossible. If you look at the typical goal of 1% per day, that'd be like something like 400% per year or something compounded. It would be insane. These guys will be making crazy results. They'll not be on YouTube for sure. And they'll be making plenty of money, which is impossible. The best traders in the world are aiming for maybe a 20% to 30% return a year. More than that is achievable. Yes, it takes a bit more risk, of course. But going to these 100%, 200% a year is just crazy numbers. You're not going to be able to do that consistently. I'm not saying here you cannot do it for a year, maybe, but you won't do this all the time every single year for the rest of your life. That's for sure. The next lie here is that traders believe that good results come from being able to predict the market as opposed to following a process. You always see this on YouTube. Oh, I predicted this move right. Oh, like, look, I'm thinking about this move and oh, it happened. Wow, amazing. Predictions don't matter in trading. The only thing that matters in the end is your process. What plan you follow, what rules you have in your plan, what actually helps you to stay on track, what helps you to not break your rules, right? These things you follow every single day is what gets you a result. It could be losses, of course, in the end. But the key thing is your process, not your predictions. Some of the best traders in the world cannot predict the market. They cannot tell you how euro will react to a certain news. They cannot tell you what this specific stock will do next. They have no clue. They have no idea what will happen. Of course, it's the economy, it's the world politics, it's all these news events that could impact the market in some ways, and we cannot predict when they will happen, what will happen to it, and how people react. Now, we can find some common elements for sure. We can figure out, well, when this happens, then price tends to do this. In most cases, right? This is always a probability. It's based on numbers. It's not a fixed certainty or a fixed prediction. So really predicting the market is not a skill you should be working on. It is not useful at all to having good results. Doesn't mean that you cannot be lucky or think something and then it happens and then, oh, that's amazing. But in most cases, your results and your profits won't be based on a prediction. They'll be based on a process you follow every single time. Next thing I want to touch on here, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, and people are going to say in the comments, oh, like, this is stupid, like, oh, you're bad and stuff, you're not a good trader. People take too much pride, especially new traders, take too much pride on trading without using any indicator, trading with only pure price action. I've seen this for years and years and years. It used to be a fact where indicators were so popular, everyone was using 5 indicators in the chart all the time. They had like all these tools, all these like technology things that they were using at the time when indicators were kind of new to the market. And nowadays it's the opposite. People say, oh, like, you should be trading pure price action. No indicator, no flashy thing, no tools to help you out. Just look at the price, read the price, and if you're a good trader, you'll be able to make money. And yes, it kind of makes sense, of course, but indicators, nothing wrong. Would you see a doctor who's doing surgeries without any tools, with just his hand and kind of being able to move his hands correctly for a surgery? Probably not. I wouldn't trust the doctor. I would prefer him to have some tools, some things to check the heartbeat, some things to check like how he's doing, some maybe cameras and stuff and whatever. You need some kinds of tools to be able to do it right. Now, I know for a fact that tools give you a result that's not going to be like based on real time. Like, you see your heartbeat, it's going to be a little bit delayed. You see a camera, it's going to be maybe a bit delayed and that kind of stuff. And same thing in trading. These indicators we have on the chart, they're not giving you an actual real-time reading of the price. Well, they could be, but they won't give you a clear actual setup of what's happening now. They won't tell you buy, then you buy, and then that's it, that's now. They will give you something based on past data. The thing is, past data is good. It's enough to be able to give us some patterns. And when you look at the chart as a pure price action trader, you're looking at past data too. The same thing. You see the candle form, you look at the candles, you look at the trend, and the same thing happens. So why not have tools to make this process easier? Why not have these green light and red light symbols to tell you to, okay, now you should look at taking a trade. Okay, now you should be stepping away from the market. Now it's time to sell. Market is overextended. Why not create these tools? It's very hard for a trader to just from day one, from the start, to base themselves on only the price action, only the charts. You got to have some rules and some tools. Now, you can see I'm getting some patch analysis because it's really a topic that I believe in. And I went through this whole path of indicators and pure price action. Then I went back to indicators because here's the key too. They allow me to be very, very systematic and very, very consistent with my results. They allow me to set alerts and I look at a chart for 2 weeks. And when a setup comes, I get an alert and I can take it right away. I don't have to be scrolling to charts, analyzing charts and patterns and stuff and wasting time doing that kind of stuff. And that to me is huge. That's a big advantage. Okay, finish with those lies and those kind of things that people believe in. I want to get to the real value here, the real key part of this video, the real truth about trading profitably long term. First thing you gotta understand is that trading is a business of risk and probabilities. You deal with probabilities every single day, all the time. Even the best setup you take has a possibility of a loss and a possibility of a win. It could be close to 50-50, it could be close to 60-40, it could be 80-20, but you have a probability that you will lose. And if you understand that, then you can adjust your risk and consequence because you want to protect your capital first. You don't want to be losing on trades that you think will be right, but actually end up being wrong. I say this all the time, but if you want to have consistent results in the market, you need to put in consistent action, meaning every single day, you should do the same thing, exactly the same process you follow, exactly the same rules, the same tools, the same charts. Every single day. You don't change this up because you think it's going to be different now, or because you don't have enough trades, you go on a different time frame, or you pick a different strategy you just learn about. You want to be consistent with your actions so your results can be consistent. In this game of trading, consistency matters a lot more than predictions. What you got to realize is that professionals in this game are winning because they control their losses. They keep the losses very small when they lose. And they execute rules that are somewhat, at least, proven to work. So they've tested this, they know these rules work over the past few years and all the past few months, and they know this will work for this current market condition. They're not winning because they guess right. They're not winning because they wake up one day, they read the news and say, okay, I think euro will go down, let's sell the euro. That's not how they make money. They make money based on proven processes and proven patterns that they know will at least somewhat work. Maybe not like perfectly all the time, and for sure not perfectly all the time, but they will somewhat work in the market. It's not about finding a system that works every single day. It's about finding a system that you can execute in the market consistently over time and that will work for the long term. If you want to be able to get results now, you want to apply this video right now, here's what I recommend. And this is really the key to getting results, is taking action on these things. And it's actually very simple. Find a strategy that works somehow, somewhat, a little bit, work decently. Maybe it isn't perfect. And don't try to over perfect it. Don't try to make it like really, really good or really perfect. Don't try to add any tools to make it better. Find something average and stick to it for a while. Write down your trading rules. Have these rules on paper somewhere, on your computer if you want to, on an iPad if you prefer, or on a very simple sheet of paper where you can actually write down your rules. And it should be very simple, less than one page, right? Maybe 10 rules, maybe 5 rules. Keep it very simple. But these rules, you should apply them consistently and not change them over time. They should be the same rules all the time. And then here's the key. 31. Commit to tracking your trades for 30 days and no changes. No, I'm going to go trade this pair. Oh, I'm going to go try this other strategy. I'm going to change this rule here, tweak it a little bit to make it better. No, stick to it. Get results with it. Results could be good or bad, but track it for 30 days. Because what that does is it's teaching you to stick to something for a while. And it's also giving you a lot of good stats and data. And that data then you can use to either refine your strategy, so tweak it, make it better, or find ways to adjust a little bit to make it more fitting to the current market condition. At the end of 30 days, you have a lot of data that you can use to know what's happening and what's working and what's not working at all in the market. And that will give you a lot more edge. And you can actually then find where the losing trades come from and how to fix them. Do that and you'll finally realize what trading mastery looks like, what it looks like to be a real trader who gets data and stats and then use that to back up their decisions. And after this video here, most traders will look away and find the next shiny object. They'll try to find the next video that teaches them a new strategy or a new tool. And I recommend you don't do that. I recommend you actually stick to this and apply these tips. If you want to learn more, make sure you click subscribe. I'll have videos like this coming up in the next 2 days. I post 3 videos a week, one interview with a trader every single week. On Sundays, where I sit down with a trader around the world, talk about their experience, their stories, things they had to go through, the lessons, the way they trade, the way they do things, and you can get a lot of good advice from that. And I have 2 more videos, just like this one, during the week, where we teach you trading tips, lessons, or strategies, or edge, and how we actually do things in the market. So if you want to stick around, make sure you click the subscribe button, click the bell next to it to be notified of future videos. Make sure you comment below too, say hi, I want to hear you, I want to see who's watching and where you're from. And with that being said, we'll catch you right here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.